What would happen if you didn't shower for a year? We all know a person who's boasted about the length of time they've abstained from showering or bathing. It's either an odd point of pride or a self-deprecating knock on their personal hygiene. Either way, if they kept it up, say, for an entire year, they'd smell awful, would run the risk of infection and could be covered in acne and bumps. Keeping it au naturel for that long is, besides a slow way to alienate yourself, not recommended, advises Dr. Cameron Roxar, an associate clinical professor of dermatology at Mount Sinai Medical Center in New York. Here's what would happen. 1. You'd smell. Unsurprisingly, a person would develop quite a funk after 365 showerless days. Roxar said your stench likely would come as a result of the bacteria and dead skin accumulating on you. After a year, he said, you'd have a buildup of skin stratum corneum, or dead skin on top of your skin. It includes a buildup of a protein our skin produces that has a funky odor to it. Bacteria also would accumulate on the skin, giving off a nasty smell when it mixes with our sweat. Brown clumps would grow on you. Initially, said dermatologist Dr. Lauren Plock, the skin would become oily or dry and become infected with fungus or yeast and then bacteria. The dirt on the skin could then cause warty growths. Dr. Caroline Jacob, director of Chicago Cosmetic Surgery and Dermatology, said the oily parts of your body would collect dirt and pollutants. This would happen most in places where your body produces the most oils, such as your underarms, behind the ears, on the neck and under a woman's breasts. The body's dead skin normally rises to the surface and is flaked off through normal washing, said Jacob, a fellow of the American Academy of Dermatology. When that stops, the dead skin clumps together with your body's oils. The clumps would grow in patches and take on a brown hue once they collect dirt and other pollutants. 3. You'd be at higher risk for infection. We're taught early the first step to take when you get a cut is to wash it. If you haven't washed in 365 days and you suffer an abrasion, the building bacteria on your skin means you may be more likely to suffer a soft tissue infection, notes Roxar. While infection may not be a concern in the beginning, carrying a large load of bacteria on the skin can pose a problem if the skin barrier were to become compromised in some way. That is, through a cut or scrape, said Plock, a member of the AAD. 4. Your head would itch. Dead skin would build on the scalp. We commonly call this dandruff, which causes your head to itch. But after a year, explains Roxar, your head would become extremely itchy. If not groomed, Jacob said hair becomes heavy with oil secreted from the scalp and the collected dirt and pollutants that stick to it. It would later, Roxar said, look matted and knotty. 5. You could break out in acne or pus bumps. As bacteria builds on your skin, said Jacob, it risks inflaming hair follicles, causing pimples. Roxar adds something called sebum would build up on your face, causing acne or pus bumps. 6. Your groin area will become a big problem. Jacob warns people to watch out for the groin area. She said you're likely to get rashes or something called intertrigo, a yeast and inflammation combination that goes from itchy and red to burning and painful. 7. Scum between your toes. Speaking of the groin, the fungus that will grow between your toes could easily spread to the pelvic area. Jacob said dead skin would build up between your toes and become crusty. It could then harbor fungus, which could be transferred to your groin while putting your feet through your pants or underwear. 8. It could take weeks to return to normal. Turning yourself around could take time. Roxar predicts it would take about a week to get back on track. However, Plock hints it could take longer. Some of her patients have gone months without washing a certain part of their body. It can take weeks, she said, for the skin to return to its normal state.